This training I'm about to go over on setting goals is basically a compilation that I put together from the trainings I've received over the past decade or so from a billionaire, a mentor of mine, another gentleman that's worth like $100 million, and then T. Harv Eker, who's like a decamillionaire and the author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So some of you have read that book, some of you may have not. However, it's very, very powerful, in-depth training, very in detail. And so if you want to title it 2023 Goal Setting, aka Vision Board. One thing about it is that this is only one aspect of goal setting and vision board setting, because I always say everything happens 3 times in this world. First in your mind, second on paper, third in reality. Okay? So this is going to be you writing it from your mind, pouring it on paper. And the fact of the matter is you're still going to have to do some of the physical work. You're still going to have to do some of the spiritual work. Okay? And manifest the things. Do the vision board, like turning your screensaver into your vision board. Cutting out the magazines, the cars, going experiencing, going house shopping, right? Going to the British properties and these places. You have to experience these things. So this is just one aspect of it. So I want to be clear on that. Okay? And understand this. First things first. Desire, right? The want for something is the only prerequisite for making a decision. This is all you need to do in order to make a decision is actually want to. Okay? So that's first things first. And the reason we write down our goals, obviously, is because if you don't have a target, ladies and gentlemen, you will never hit it. Now, 42% of people, let's make sure our phones are on vibrate or silent, do not disturb. This part right here, this portion is going to be about 30 minutes, okay? So, 42% of people never set goals. First things first. Let's talk about studies show 42% of people never set goals. Why? Well, first and foremost, they don't see the value in setting goals. Number 2, they don't know how to set goals. Number 3, they fear taking risk. And number 4, they have a poor self-image. So low confidence, low self-belief, low competence, they don't take action, right? And lastly, most importantly, they don't have a vehicle to help them achieve their goals, right? Most people they hate their jobs, they're living check to check, therefore, they don't set goals, right? 42% of Americans. Now, the how-to, right, of your goals is, the word how is one of the most dangerous words when it comes to achieving your goals and dreams and aspirations. How am I going to achieve this? Never ask yourself how, because the universe will always conspire once you make the decision to help make it happen for you. Once you vibrate in alignment with what you want, understand that what you want also wants you. You just have to be in the right alignment. Okay? We're good? Perfect. Now, 5 reasons why you should write your goals. Number 1, it gives you direction in life. It's like a blueprint. Secondly, one thing I mentioned already is everything happens 3 times. First in the mind, second on paper, third in reality. So by you writing it is actually, you're 2/3 of the way there. Third, future commitments pull you forward. When you have things like, we got an event January 8th, like I'm living for that moment. I'm like, man, like in March we're going to Norway. Like I'm looking forward to it. Like you get what I'm saying? That's why it's important to set goals, because it'll pull you forward. They say that the good book says a man without a vision will always return to his past. Right? So it's self-motivation to look at your goals, to dream big, right? And it helps you clearly make decisions based off your priorities, because your goals will be your priorities. So now, here's some other fun fact, some other statistics for you. 80% of people give up on their goals by the second week of February. 80%. Now, what I found was studies show that if you want to increase your chances of achieving your goals, this is what most people do to achieve their goals, and these are the studies that show this. 10% is first and foremost, you have a 10% chance of achieving your goal if you actually have one, right? That's kind of like a no-brainer. 25% chance of achieving your goal if you decide to take action on that goal, right? If you decide to do it. 40% increased chance of you achieving that goal if you decide when you will do it, when you will start to take action, okay? And I'm just throwing this out there so you get your mindset right, okay? 50% chance of achieving your goal if you have a plan on how you're going to achieve that goal, all right? 65% chance of achieving your goal if you commit to someone as an accountability partner that you're going to accomplish this goal. And then there's a 95% chance of you achieving your goal if you have a specific time or day on the calendar that you meet with this accountability partner. Okay? Now, here are the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. These are the 5 P's. So if you prepare with your goals, right, then you're going to perform at an elite level. So always prepare. Your goals are in preparation for the upcoming year. Now, Jim Rohn once said, people don't make a plan to be fat, broke, stupid, and lazy. Those things happen to people that don't have a plan. Let me repeat that. People don't make a plan to be fat, broke, stupid, and lazy. Those things happen to people that don't have a plan. All right? Now, when it comes to your goals, you want to think big. You want to make sure that it stretches you. How many people, by show of hands, accomplished their goals for 2023? For 2022? You accomplished all of the goals that you set, right? Good, because if you have accomplished those goals, that means simply that you didn't set any goals that'll stretch you. You set goals within your reach. So you want to make sure you set goals that stretch you. Never fit your dreams and never shrink your dreams to fit your paycheck. Yeah. You want to make sure that you're thinking big outside of your paycheck. Yeah. Now, here's the sweet spot. Your dreams have to be big enough so that they stretch you, but small enough that you believe that you can achieve them. So that's the sweet spot. Don't make them too big, like, I'm going to be a billionaire tomorrow. Like, come on, right? So make them big enough so that it stretches you, and small enough so that you think that you know you can achieve them. Now, if I'm going too fast, let me know. If you want me to repeat something, let me know. So once you set your goals, according to a couple of my mentors, once you set your goals, they should be between 50 to 70% achievable. So all the goals we're about to set tonight, next year, if you do what you're supposed to do, you should be able to achieve at least half of them because you're in the process of stretching. Does that make sense? So now, unsuccessful people, they set yearly goals. Unsuccessful people, can we open the door, please? What's up, guys? So, can we make some room for the lady, please? Thanks. Just test this fine. So, like I was saying, unsuccessful people, they set yearly goals. Let me repeat that one more time. Unsuccessful people, they set yearly goals. Successful people, they set goals monthly. Super successful people, they set goals weekly. Super successful people, they set goals weekly, but ultra successful people, they set goals daily. You want me to repeat that, or did you guys get it? You got it? So at minimum, you should be setting at least weekly goals, at minimum, if you want to be super successful. You want to separate yourself from the masses. Now, here we go. Here are the steps to goal setting. And first things first, you want to do is pick a theme. Pick one word theme for the entire year. What is your word for the year? My word for this year was intentional. Everything that I did this year, I was intentional about it. For some of you who've been following me or been a part of the team since a year ago, you know that I said this will be your best year yet if you're intentional about it. Okay? So I was intentional about hitting 4 continents and 10 countries this year. I was intentional about it. So I made it happen, right? I was intentional about having my first 6-figure month this year. So I made it happen. I was intentional about growing myself as a leader. So that was my word for this year. And you don't have to share your goals other than with your accountability partner, by the way. You don't have to tell me, but write that word down for yourself. What is your word theme for this year? What is it going to be? Pick the theme, all right? So everybody got it? Let me know. Good, great, awesome. Pick the theme. Now, first and foremost, we have to create a fertile environment for growth and for change. That's the first step. Create a fertile environment for growth and for change. Now, obviously, like I said, this is like 1/3 of the entire goal setting process that we're about to go over. But the physical environment at your home, right in your car, you have to set that. We're not going to do that here right now. We're going to set a fertile environment for your mind right now. Okay? And how we do that is by these 3 things right here. First and foremost, I want you to write down as quickly as possible 12 losses that you took in 2022. 12 losses. If you can't find 12 losses in 2022, you're not being honest with yourself. So be honest with yourself and write down 12 losses that you took this year. Right? Did you go through a breakup? Did you go through a divorce? Did you go through a split? Did you get fired from a job? Did you lose some money in some investment? Write those 12 losses down, because what I want you to do, I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to forgive yourself. If there's someone that you're holding a grudge against, whatever the case may be, if you have to communicate with that person, send them love, leave it in 2022. Do not bring that baggage into 2023. Those losses, some people are still holding on from losses from 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Write down 12 losses. Let me know when you guys are ready. Good? Anybody needs more time by show of hands? Okay. All right, we're good? Everybody's good? You can always go back home and finish this, okay? So I'm just giving you the blueprint right now. Next, we're going to write down 12 wins for 2022. If you can't find 12 wins that you had in 2022, you're not being generous with yourself. So be generous with yourself. Find 12 wins. Did you complete something? Did you read a book that you wanted to? Did you start a business? Did you make an investment? Did you get out of your comfort zone? Did you get into that relationship? What is a win for 2022? Write it down. Write 12 wins for 2022. Accomplishments, acknowledgments, and pat yourself on the back. Congratulate yourself. Okay. Anybody needs more time? Show of hands. Anybody needs more time? Okay. Okay, we good? 12 wins. Congratulations. Now, gratitude is the seed for abundance. So now we must create an environment for abundance. And I want you to write down 12 things that you're grateful for. Right now, write down 12 things that you're grateful for. That should be simple. So we're going to empty our minds out on paper so that your 2023 is full of creativity, space for creativity. We're going to make space for what you've been praying for and wishing for and hoping for. Okay, 12 things that you're grateful for. Everybody's good? Anybody needs more time? Anybody needs more time? Going once, twice? Okay. So, now, let's write down our goals. First and foremost, I want you, before we start writing down our goals, here are the things, right? One thing you need to understand, two things you need to understand. Number one, be mindful of the radar zone. What do I mean by the radar zone? We all have a radar. And one thing we've been lied about is that you have to be specific about your goals. It's not true. Because what may be best for you may be outside of your radar. Imagine, as an example, that I said I wanted to be with my high school sweetheart forever, and she was the one for me. But Jen, I hadn't met her yet. She was outside of my radar. You may be wanting a black Mercedes-Benz, but the universe knows you belong in a white Rolls Royce. It's outside of your radar because right now you're thinking with your paycheck. Does that make sense? Yes. So don't be so specific unless you really, really, really want a black Mercedes-Benz. Like, okay, you know, or you really, really, really want this person. Just be mindful that there's a radar and you have no idea. So how you would write down goals is based off, you know, I want this car that, or, you know, I have this car that makes me feel the best, or that is best, the most protective for my family, you know, it suits my lifestyle, like that type of style. Also, be mindful of the words that you use when you're about to write them down. Don't use the word debt, like, oh, I want to be debt free. No, say financially free. You see that? How debt has a negative trigger to your mindset, so be mindful of that. Don't say, I want to lose weight, because we're not losers, right? Say, I want to be fit, physically fit. I want to be this way. So just be mindful as you're writing them. And lastly, we're going to write them in the present tense. Okay? We're going to write them in the present tense. Example, this is how I write down my goals. And I'm not telling you nothing that I haven't done. Listen, I wrote my goals down last night. 6 pages. 6 pages, 6 different categories. Okay? So we're about to go through these categories. This is the exact same blueprint that I did, and I wrote them in this manner. I am so happy and grateful now that XYZ. I'm so happy and grateful now that ABC. I'm speaking in the present. It's already done. Once it comes out of my mouth, it already exists. Once it's on paper, it already exists. So you have to think things into existence, speak things into existence, write things into existence, and then work things into existence. All right? So write them in the present tense, and here are the 6 areas. So you have ample space, and like I said, you could always go back home. I'm just going to give you the categories, and you could write a couple of them for right now in each area. Okay? The first category is your professional area. What is your goals career-wise? Some of you have businesses. Some of you have jobs. Some of you have careers. Some of you, this is your main focus, is business. So what is your goal for your career? I am so happy and grateful now that, okay, I am this position. I am, right? Write it down. What is your professional goal? So that is the first category, professional. The next key area is financial. What is your financial goal? We're talking about income, savings, and investments. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm earning this much a month. I am so happy and grateful now that I have this amount in the banks, in my savings account. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm diversified and I have these investments in the financial markets. Okay, so what is your financial goals? Okay, remember, you could always go back home and you can continue, but I'm just giving you the skeleton. You can fill out the meat later. Next is health, right? Fitness, wellness, mental health. What is your health goal? Do you want to have a certain physique? Do you want to be a certain weight? Do you want to have a certain muscle to fat mass, a certain ratio? Do you want to not be dehydrated, right? Do you want to do some self-care every month? How much do you want to invest in your self-care every month? I'm so happy and grateful now that I invest $2,000 a month in my personal care. LeBron James, he invests $1 million a year into his body so he can perform at a peak state. So that is your health goal. Next, relationship goals. Relationship goals. This goes for intimate relationships, family relationships, friendships, and business partners. Friendships and business partners. So your intimate relationship, obviously, is your significant other, your family, right? What do you want your relationship to be with your parents and your siblings? What do you want your relationship to be with your friends? Do you want them to be broke and always be asking for money? Do you want them to be successful, well-off friends that you're like, hey, meet me in Dubai this weekend. We're going to celebrate. Your business partners, what kind of business partners? You want business partners that are like-minded, that share the same core values as you? I'm so happy and grateful now that sharp, ambitious people are always contacting me to do business with me. So that is relationship goals. Number 5, the fifth category in your goal setting areas is your charitable goals. Ladies and gentlemen, when I first started writing down my goals, I was like, I want to be a millionaire. And then later on, I kept refining it, like, okay, I got more specific, like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a millionaire. Then I got more specific, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm making, 6 figures a month, right? So your goals are going to get better and better and better. I didn't have this training. I put this training together after 10 years of getting mentorship from successful people on how to write goals. And a couple of years ago, I added this category that I didn't even think about having goals in, which is charitable goals. What is your goal to give back? Who do you want to help? Every single, like for 2023, what is your goal to, whether it's a church, whether it is, what is it called? A charity, right? A nonprofit. What is your charitable goal? Do you want to retire your parents? Do you want to give back monthly to your parents? I set that goal up for myself, and it came true quicker than any other goal. Had to help my parents out, right? So what is your charitable goal? I'm so happy and grateful now that I paid my parents' mortgages. You know, I'm so happy and grateful now that I bought my mom a car. Like, write it out. What is your charitable goal? That's a very powerful category within the midst of these 6 categories. Lastly, your personal goals. This is where you guys want to have fun. This is the cars, the clothes, the travel destinations, the experiences, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a world traveler. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm driving in a 6-figure car. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a penthouse suite. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm living in a mansion. I have multiple homes. You know, these are your personal goals, right? Materialistic desires. Your personal growth goals. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm reading a book a month, a book a week. What are your personal goals? That's the last category. So, the 4 out of the 5 steps is find an accountability partner. Someone that's going to hold you accountable to your greatness. Think about what has not having an accountability partner cost you in your life? Because you weren't accountable to someone. Most people are accountable to their bosses at their jobs. Most people are more accountable to their managers than their mentors. In the 5th step, right? So let me go back, right? So number 1 thing we did, we created a fertile environment in the mind, and you have to do that at home, right? The next thing we did, we wrote them down in the present tense. The 3rd, we broke them down into the 6 different categories: professional, financial, health, relationships, charitable, and personal goals. Then we found an accountability partner. They don't have to be in this room. Someone you respect, whatever the case may be. And lastly, take immediate imperfect action. Take immediate imperfect action. Because things will not happen exactly how you picture them. Once you get back to the real world, life is going to happen. And you, as a leader, as an up-and-coming personal development person, right, that's in your journey of personal growth, you're going to have to review, refine, and redo some of your goals as you go along. Be firm about your goals, but just be flexible about your approach with them, okay? Flexible with the approach, firm on your goals. So things are not going to happen exactly how you picture them. Now, here are 7 steps to taking action, taking that first initial step. Number 1 thing you need to do is ask yourself, what is your goal? Right? That's the number 1 thing. Okay, so what's my goal? For each category, you have to do this on each category. Okay, so what is my goal? Boom. Why must I accomplish this goal? That's the second question you need to ask yourself. Why must I accomplish this goal? The second thing you need to ask yourself, why haven't I accomplished this goal? Why haven't I accomplished this goal? The 4th thing you need to ask yourself is, how can I accomplish this goal? When you ask your brain how, right, the infinite intelligence in your mind, how can I accomplish this goal? Your brain starts thinking of ideas. But if you say to yourself, I can't accomplish this, it's going to shut your brain down. So, number 1, ask yourself, what is my goal? Number 2, why must I accomplish this goal? Number 3, why haven't I accomplished this goal yet? Yet is one of the most powerful words in the human vocabulary. And number 4, how can I accomplish this goal? Number 5, what is the first action I must take to accomplish this goal? So identify that first action step you must accomplish. Do you need to go build a new relationship? Build out your network? Do you need to read a book? Do you need to make a connection? Do you need to make a phone call? You need to sign up for the gym, right? You're going to do these 7 steps with every single category. Number 6, commit to taking that first action. Once you identify what that first action is, you need to commit to taking that first action. And lastly, the 7 steps of taking your first action, number 7, is create a reward system. So once you accomplish that first action step, you reward yourself. Something small, but reward yourself. It's important. Now, as I wrap things up, everybody got those 7 steps?
Yes, sir.
Need me to repeat anything? Okay, so I'm about to wrap this up right here. And then I'm going to bring up Jen, who's going to talk about having a filter on your mind and negativity diet. So here's what I want you to understand. If you're lost, education is the answer. If you're educated, execution is the answer. And if you're executing, consistency is the answer. So that's what you're lacking. Whatever you're at right now with those goals, wherever you're at for your 2023 journey, there's always going to be a next step. Let me repeat that. If you're lost, that means you're lacking education. If you're educated, it means you're lacking execution. And if you're executing, it means you're lacking consistency. Wherever you are, there's always a next step. Okay? So that is my portion for today, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's give it up.